hasn't been identified as an interstate player or a fly-in, fly-out player, so not able to play today, even though he played last week. So be interesting to see what comes out, the full story with respect to that as time goes on.
And as you can see in the middle of the ground there on screen, you just saw a few Abe Anchors and a few of his colleagues down at Waratah ripping into the big man in Brandon Grenfell. So I think we're going to have a fiery one, Dom.
There's a target immediately. Well, they do, I think, have the ruck advantage already. With Ryan Smith out of this team pre-finals with a broken arm, it's Brandon Grenfell and Braxton Armatt to play in the ruck. And you're right, that little Tate continues. All set to go here. St Mary's up against Waratah. Can Waratah continue their move through this final series? Brandon Grenfell in the ruck. Got first hands to it. Running hard through the footy now. Saints up and about. Ball up towards half forward. Robinson tracking it. Little tap from Jackson Payne. 2 taps. Nice handball out to Nicholas Yaron. Hit hard in the contest. And taken high was the call by Matthew Blake. Yaron plays on immediately. Kick was poor. Cut off by Anchors. And he will play a very important role this afternoon, one would expect. Long kick down the ground. Camped underneath at Paredes. Ball taken there by John Simpson. Wrapped up by Robinson. Interesting to see how the umpire sees it. He just says, I will have it. And a ball up to take place right in front of our commentary position here. Good tight start to this first quarter.
Ball thrown up. Westerberg smashes it straight into his own dial. Grenfell trying to clean up for the Saints. Parnell in a one-on-one with Anchors. Anchors gets rid of him pretty easy, and he gives away the free kick. And Parnell not real happy with the treatment he got from young Abe. Anyway, so the kick's coming back. Lockie Taylor thought it was his, but it's actually Parnell's. So Kieran Parnell, the man they call the Wizard, down to half forward, Payne underneath it. Paredes, Yaron there, tries to keep it in and unfortunately goes over the line for a ball up, Heidi.
Yeah, it's already been a bit of TARS action in here. I think Saints are going to have their work cut out today to really get some forward entries. They're going to have to play really organised footy and a bit of heart and gut run in there. But like you said, I think it's going to be one in the clearances with the rucks.
Brandon Grenfell again got hands to it, straight to Paredes. Got a little kick away, didn't really travel any great distance there. And then a good tackle laid. Strong stuff there by Waratah. Zach Westerberg operating at ground level as well. Tackle there on Daly Andrews. Grenfell up high, up early. Got to Paredes. He'll have a shot here. Long kick on goal and in good position. Jackson Calder takes the mark deep in that left forward pocket. He'll be put on some sort of an angle, I would expect here, but an early opportunity. And Heidi, unlike the last few weeks, Saints have to take these.
Yeah, that's right. They've got to make it count. Shaping up for a bit of a snap here by the looks.
Jackson Calder plays on, wheels around, has the shot, kicks the goal.
Well, against our predictions, the Saints have actually kicked the first goal and looked up and about. Can they run the whole game out? That's going to be the question of the day. But I think the clearances are going to be key in here, and I think the ruck in Kirby's probably going to have a fair piece of it, but if Saints can be well organised in the middle and pair off well, then they should be able to compete and halve the contest.
And there we see Jackson Calder taking that good mark there. Just to touch on some of the players in for Saints, Henry Labastida, who hasn't played a senior game for ages, Adam Parry, Jack Williams, Jordan Cullen, Josh Cheek and Daly Andrews. That's the list of ins.
So back in the middle, Grenfell and Westerberg. Grenfell again with a beautiful tap straight out of the middle to Daly Andrews. A kick into the forward 50, just over the head of Big Calder there. Nick Gooch gets it over the line. We'll have a boundary throw-in. A good clearance straight out of the middle there.
Grenfell's doing a fantastic job in there. Yeah, getting up and about and getting a nice tap down. Quick clearance into the inside 50.
30 round from the St Mary's goal. Ball thrown back in. Calder doing the ruck work. Edged Westerberg out of it. Timmy Mosquito quickly around the corner on the right. Up to right half back. Here's Lance. Sticks it on the left. Calder stands underneath it, flies. Strong hands just out of reach at the last second there. The kick from Long is a good centering one, and standing underneath it is Daly Andrews, and the Saints are off to a flyer.
Yeah, Waratah seemed a little bit caught out. Just caught behind, not sure who they're manning up on in the defensive line there, and you could really see that was quite vulnerable. Straight into the Saints player who was free.
And Daly Andrews, Nick, didn't play last week, but played a few of the end of season games and played really well. About his third touch already at the start of this quarter.
He's coming into form at the right time. The pointy end of the competition. Daly Andrews on the right. Likes it off that boot. And the celebration is just as good. He gets his first.
That's a 55-metre kick there.
Post height.
Absolutely drilled that. Wow. Fresh legs, I get it, but that's still an amazing feat.
Outstanding kick.
Kicking that.
Some interesting matchups here too. Henry Labastida lining up on Timothy Mosquito.
And we watched the kick in here, and he's just totally free. There's no urgency at all. A-Banker's looking around, but took that totally uncontested there.
You say no urgency there. No torque either, because A-Bankers was really close to him as we see his kick, and what a roost, don't you say?
Look at the leap on him.
Ball back in the middle. Good start here. Exactly what they needed. What do we see from Tars now? Grenfell taking the ball out of the ruck contest. Gee, lucky not to be called there. Tars now. The extraction from the middle. Maloney underneath it takes a good mark. Lovely little chip up forward. That's terrific play. And perhaps fortunate not to give away 50 there. The mark being taken by Jay McGrath. And Heidi, Jay McGrath, one of those players last week who offered a lot up forward, moved around beautifully. Yeah, got a tough task against Raf Clark, but he's up to it.
Yeah, and good hands as well. Got in front position, took it at full extension, and the kick here straight in front of goal, 35 metres out.
So Jay McGrath on the approach. Big right footer, kick on its way. He's hung that out to the right, and it will stay right. The tentative kick, really, from 35 metres out. So 1 point on the board for Waratah. St Mary's leading 2 straight to that behind.
Dylan Lant with the kick-out duties. It's a nice one too. He's going to find his target in Ferreira. He gets pushed over the line. So Ferreira asked to play on, sells a bit of candy, gives the handball away to that man again, Lant. He's had a bit of it early. Nate Predes uses a body well against a big man in Arnold Kirby. Labastida wheels around. Dangerous kick up to half forward. Waratah at ground level trying to clear it out. They've got the numbers. They should win it out here. They do. For the moment. Kirby with some slick hands are away here. Timmy Mosquito screaming through the middle of the ground. The kick up to half forward is a good one. And it's Arnold to the tune of Cam. Just pops it over the top. And that was a nice build-up. And that, of course, is Brodie Carroll.
Yeah, you could really see the clean hands that Waratah's had coming out of their defensive line then. Using the handball connect and a bit of run and carry and then hitting up some targets.
So Brodie Carroll will look to get the first for the Waratah. His first for the day. Kick on the way from 48 is a nice kick. He's just pulled it to the right though and through for a behind.
Yeah, they need to make it count here. Had a few forward entries.
It's a very even start here for St Mary's and Waratah. 2 scoring shots apiece. Saints the more accurate. Oh, that's a good defensive effort again there by Waratah, just closing down the space, shoving the ball out of bounds, and a boundary throw in now at left half forward.
When you're caught behind, that's what you want. You want your players to get at least a fist on it.
It's a good discipline by the red and whites. Ruck contest, Grenfell again got hands to it. Ferreira, good quick hands. Handball to space for Lockie Taylor, and when he's got room to run, he's very good. Little chip pass, excellent. Calder, another mark in the action early as Calder goes to Jack Lant, couldn't take the mark. Recovery was relatively good. Defence now goes to work for Tars, and that was always going out of bounds there. So a boundary throw in now in that right forward pocket for St Mary's.
Yeah, build-up was nice there from Saints. Lockie Taylor with a bit of space to run and carry, and then use the ball really well.
Ball thrown back in, 48 around from the St Mary's goal. Grenfell again, nice tap down. Ferreira lurking dangerously. Calder keeps his feet. Robinson on the left around the corner. It hangs in the air. It is a goal.
Well,
what a goal.
Who would have picked this start from Saints?
Beautiful goal. St Mary's 3 straight 18. The Waratah just 2 behinds. We've gone 8.5 here in the first quarter.
Yeah, so really good to see St Mary's just getting out the back there. Robinson. Yep, and just holding his width really nice and snaps it on his left. Great finish. It held up in the breeze, but it just managed to hold its line enough to through the sticks.
Godden was right with him too at the contest, and then Robinson went to the left and Godden just wandered off to the right and unmanned. Ruck contest now. Braxton Armat losing out there to Kirby. Jack Williams back into the team this weekend. Gets the kick out. Comes to Robinson. That's a good handball out to a teammate. Well done. That's Daly Andrews with the long kick inside 50. Calder in the contest.
Oh.
Does he take the mark? The umpire's called it.
Did.
He's paid the grab. Well, Daly Andrews, he has had an impact in this quarter, and Jackson Calder lining up for his second goal, but he's been better than that already, hasn't he, Heidi?
He's been lively. Definitely. I don't know how he got his hands on that one. Here's the replay. Definitely had first touch on it. The defender tried to fist and spoil it, but no, well done.
So Jackson Calder, deep in that forward pocket again, kicks on goal and misses.
Yeah, let off there.
So 3-1-19 plays Waratah 2 behinds. We've gone almost 10 minutes in this first quarter.
So our fullback, Timmy Mosquito, former Nicholas medalist. Puts on the right, looking for Gooch. Quite get there. See it over. We'll have a Andrew throw it.
It's a bit slow to start, Waratahs, aren't they? Really could have done a bit more there. Mosquito run the footy out and got a bit of air on it and got a bit of distance, but seemed to be a bit lacklustre for now.
Braxton Armat and Arnold Kirby go battle. Arnold Kirby wins that one down. Anchors. Paredes off a step. That's a good, dangerous kick. Payne underneath it. And there's a free kick being given away. Might have been a bit of a hold before the contest. It goes sideways. Oscar Madden. Over to Godden. Just looking to hold on to the pill here for the moment.
Yeah, smart. Better ball use. That wasn't as effective.
Pennell with the spoil. Bit of a scrap on. Left half forward there for St Mary's. Volleyball style over the head. Sort of spike. Get up there, Heidi.
Yeah.
Free kick.
Yeah, ping for the throw there.
Nick Yarran pleading his case. Sam Godden with the free. Uses it nicely. Goes to Dylan Collis, who had a really nice game last week. Geez, ran himself into trouble there, almost. Long kick down the line. No mark taken there by O'Donnell. Tars on the move here. Lovely kick forward. Wilkinson got himself in front there. Did really nicely against Cameron Arnold. Now switches play. Comes to Lant. Ferreira, gee, he was fortunate there. He was a bit casual. And this is what it leads to. There was then referred pressure down the field, and well done to Jake Sutton, who just stuck to the task. Takes the free kick now on centre wing. No, he doesn't. It's got to come back here to Dylan Collis.
Umpire Cunningham just explaining needs to come back on the mark.
One of your mates there, Heidi.
Sam Cunningham, that's it.
The great man.
Great man.
Kick up to half forward. Spoil coming over the back there from Geordie Cullen.
Yeah, and you're right. St Mary's had plenty of the football there, and they just needed to slow it down, hit a target, and instead put pressure on your teammates that was not there at all, not necessary. And now Waratahs have got an opportunity.
50 round from the Waratah goal. Bit of a average throw-in. It's going to work for Waratah, though. The quick kick inside attacking 50. Bit of hanging on action happening. Umpire saying nothing's doing, and they're away through Lant. Has nothing on, just kicks into space and then chases after it. He's going to go off the deck here again. He does. And that one's out of bounds on the full.
Good idea was right. Played a bit of ground.
Yeah, when there's nothing on, I guess that's probably the option.
So Tars now with the ball back into play. Long kick from Collis down to the key target, and Raph Clark camped underneath it from behind. Very good mark. Nick Yarran making space out wide. Goes there, takes the mark. This is what they tried to do before, and just rushing. No mark taken there for Tars, and the ball rushed out of bounds. Jack Kadanak taken over the line, and a boundary throw in.
Strong tackle there from Adam Parry. Letting him know about it over the line. Centre wing, ball thrown back in. Grenfell is doing pretty well so far in the ruck against the two big units for Waratah. And trying to milk a fitty there is Robbie Turnbull. Nothing's doing. He's playing on quickly and puts it straight down to throw to Raph Clark, although he drops it. And it's going to come back in. He's close. Got people on over the back. An average kick in the end. Tyler Saunders stands underneath it. Umpire says play on.
No, he's got the free.
Yeah, he was in perfect position there, Saunders. Free.
So Tyler Saunders now. Saints perhaps fortunate there, just poor ball usage there from Waratah. It's going to cost Saints here as well. Justin Robinson in metres of space. The kick just didn't hit him. And so a turnover again. So some nervous play, Heidi, from both teams at this stage?
Yeah, I think St Mary's want to kick to advantage, but that's not an advantage at all now. A stoppage over there when you've got a free player you can run onto it. 19
plays 2. Saints in the lead, but Waratah are really tightening up here. Ruck contest well won away here by Tars. Handball comes from O'Donnell out to Westerberg. Long kick down towards the tall targets, and it's a short target, in fact, that takes it. So Dylan Collis, right forward pocket, wheels around immediately onto the left boot. Has the crack at goal, if you don't mind. From the forward pocket, that's a cracking goal. Well done, Dylan Collis. First on the board for Waratah. They move to 1-2-8, trailing St Mary's 3-1-19 at the 15-minute mark.
Yeah, they make him pay here. They could have been away St Mary's on the far wing, but instead created a stoppage, and we know that Kirby's probably going to win a lot of the taps today, and they did. Quite an easy clearance in the end. Works their way into the far pocket. And Collis is there, wheels around onto his left. Kicks a lovely goal.
Be happy with that, with your first goal in elimination final?
Yeah, it's just getting them going now, because they're a bit slow to start, Waratahs, and that just might settle them down, settle the nerves.
Oh, back in the middle. Westerberg back into the ruck up against Grenfell. They go early. A bit of holding on there against Westerberg. Advantage played. Paredes takes that. Dangerous kick. Jack Lance stands underneath it. Tries to go with the one hand. Can't quite drag it in. They're going to say he's not over the line. That is as deliberate as you'll get. Running that one over, I would have thought. Under 12 sort of set up.
Well, it could be costly. They run it through for a behind. No mark taken there. Gee, that's a good handball. Well done. Tars to get out of trouble. Off to A-Bankers. Good user of the footy, and this is no exception. Spots up McGrath at half back. Just steadies here.
Got some free players inboard here if he turns quickly.
Turnbull takes the grab.
Oh, thought about it. Didn't pull the trigger.
Been a very good player for the Red and Whites now. Pops it up. Looking out wide here for Simpson and finds him. Turns and goes. Josh Cheek, well done. Put himself into a dangerous position there. Looked to the fat side there too, but no one there for Saints. And again, a turnover on that far wing. The kick was good. Ferreira went straight through his hands. As we see this replay, the under-12's deliberate. Here it goes. Straight across.
How many touches?
Jackson Payne was appealing about 15 metres out for deliberate, and he was right.
Ball thrown back in on the outer wing. Grenfell. Westerberg wins that one down. Probably the first for the day for that man. The quick hands. They're away. Nice kick up to Collis. Can't quite drag it in over the line. 60 around from the Waratah goal.
Once again, perfect spot here for Waratahs to set up and get another inside 50.
Grenfell and Westerberg. Been a good battle so far. Except Westerberg can tag in the big man in Arnold Kirby.
Got him
Free
high.
kick. Waratah's way.
The Saints guy was off to the races there.
Speaking of the races, here we go. Kick up to half forward. Raph Clark flies early, gets a kick away, gives away a free kick. Advantage paid, I would have thought. Played on. And I didn't even see who got that
Dylan
goal.
Collis
again.
Yep.
Gets 2 on the trot.
Gee, both of them good too, Heidi. Good goals.
Yeah, really dangerous around goals, isn't he? Looks lively. He's not the biggest of guys, but he certainly makes it up with his speed and agility, and he can snap and find goals.
We've got a game on our hands. St Mary's 3-2-20 to Waratah 2-2-14. We've gone 18 in the first quarter.
Raph Clark did a perfect spoil straight to Dylan Collis then.
But there was also a free kick.
Yeah, right. So what was that for? Don't know.
I'm looking at you, Heidi.
Anyway, it's a goal in the scorebook.
Bit of
That's
head
exactly
scratching,
right.
Bit of head scratching gear there, Dom, for you.
6 points is the margin. Grenfell up in the ruck contest, wins it, tries to bring it away, can't do so cleanly. Players diving in here. The Tars player is gone, surely. Oh, he's very lucky. Paredes manages to get it out. Now Tars with the opportunity. Gee, one was the longest non-call of history, and the other one was the fastest. Paredes.
He doesn't stuff around umpire Cunningham, does he, Heidi?
No, that's right.
Tosses it up.
No fuss.
Westerberg again wins that one away, and a free kick. This time the umpire says, I've had enough of this. And the free kick in the middle here to Daly Andrews. It's been good. We know he can kick a footy. This one down to Calder. Got hands to it. Yaron, beautiful play on the outside of the right boot. Oh, what a reply from Yaron. Very happy with that.
Exciting play from the Saints boys.
And
Just
again,
what they
Calder
needed.
featuring Heidi.
Yeah, that's right. He's been a really good target up in that forward line. They're looking for him every time. Creates something, creates chances. Yeah, halves that one there. And then gives Yaron an opportunity to just split those defenders. There were 3 of them, in fact, that could have made a play. And that I don't think they've made a touch on him. I think he was untouched for that goal. And he's pretty happy about it. And it just gets them up and about, bit of pep in their step now.
And even 2 goals now for the Saints. Grenfell goes early.
Oh, beautiful.
Arnold, the big man, straight down to Turnbull's throw. The kick. Tyler Saunders stands underneath it. Collis gets her hands away. Karanua there, lurking dangerously. Waratah fans want ball, nothing's doing. Some quick hands coming away. Lant for St. Mary's, good enough to get away. And big man in Arnold Kirby getting it done. So we'll look to put him back in, attacking 50. Kirby with a nice kick, dangerous looking kick too. Collis just threw a ball at it. Turnbull on the right, around the corner. Dangerous position, and that one's knocked through from Robinson and through for a minor.
Yeah, they kill that one, Saints, and so they should. They had numbers behind the footy.
Kicking duties in the hands of Dylan Lant. Goes out to Grenfell. Big man takes the mark as he should, offering a target. Long kick now. Labastida on the wing, uses the body initially. Yaron comes in hard, takes the footy. Handballs backwards to Jack Williams. Caught with the footy. That's a really good tackle. Brodie Carroll, well done. Lined him up and stuck. Now kicks out wide to Godden. Tries to play on quickly. Goes to Katanak. Puts him under pressure. Williams was good. Off hands now to Nick Yaron. Down the line again, the target there, Jackson Payne. Ball comes to Matthew Blake. Godden sets himself. No mark taken. Jack Lant at the back. Gathers beautifully. He's a good kick of the footy. Goes to Jackson Payne. Oh, doesn't take the mark. Had 2 grabs at it. Tries to clear space there. Kirby did really nicely out to Sutton.
Sutton off half back. Just pops it over the top.
Overlaps on here.
Robbie Turnbull. They're screaming down the centre wing. The kick deep in attacking 50 is a pretty good one in a good position. Was Maloney couldn't quite drag it in. Ball still in. No, it's over the line. What's the umpire going to do here?
Dropping the ball.
Good build-up from Waratah there, Heidi.
Yeah, really impressive, especially Kirby, big man, having a look and hitting the fat side. That's what you want.
Matt Wilkinson now bringing the ball back into play. That's a good long kick now. The foot race to be on. Ball went over the head of Jacob Long. He wins it. Has a bounce if you don't mind. Sutton trying to corral him. He does that. Smothers the kick slightly. Goes to Daly Andrews. He's taken down in a ball and all tackle. And that's a good win for St. Mary's, moving that ball all the way up there to half forward at the 22-minute mark of this quarter.
Yeah, needed to make that tackle, otherwise hands free. And you had a runner coming through.
A ball thrown back up. Grenfell does well. It's a kick up. It's Sutton cutting that one off, although it must have been touched off the ball. Touched off the boot, sorry. Umpire circling. Andrews gets his head ripped off. Play on. Ferreira. This one's going to go over the line, is it? Yep. About 70 around from the St. Mary goal.
Yaron's been good. He's had a lot of impact. For a small player, zippy player, using his speed really well. Lockie Taylor free in the corridor here if they get this out.
Ruck contest again. Grenfell up against Kirby. Kirby wins that down easily. Cheek with the tackle. A good one it was. Waratah muscling it forward. Little handball out towards O'Donnell. Missed the target. Collis it was. And again a boundary throw in. Right underneath that scoreboard. St. Mary's 4-2-26. Waratah 2-3-15. Almost 23 minutes down in this first quarter.
A ball thrown back in. Centre wing out of side. Tyler Saunders goes without it. Land. Circling, jumping on players. Saunders with a strong tackle. Parnell is tackled as he kicks it. Land off the deck in the direction of his brother. And they see that one over the line.
Yeah, a bit stop-start now, isn't it? A couple of stoppages. Brings us into the end of the first quarter.
So quarter time here. Hotly contested game between these two desperate teams. St. Mary's in the lead by 11 points. 4-2-26 to Waratah 2-3-15.
Love exploring the territory? If you do, it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, If you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Kazali's Palmerston Club has been renovated. Come check out our brand new cafe, open 7 days a week. And with the new Kids Club, we are the perfect spot for a worry-free catch-up with friends. Enjoy hot meals with nightly specials at the bistro or cold drinks at the sports bar. Feeling lucky? Have a go at the latest machines in our gaming lounge or grab your mates for a round of pool. Family gathering or casual meetings, we have something for everyone. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
So we can feel forever, yeah, feel together, real together. No one can stop. No one can stop. Nothing can ever bring me
Time to escape, 'cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide. Ooh.
Great Northern Brewing Co. The beer from up here.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience.
dedicated sports zones.
Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice,
Come in and see it.
still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport concept store.
Now open at Casuarina Square.
AFL Northern Territory would like to remind spectators that congregating at the team huddles is not permitted during the breaks.
Players getting themselves ready here. Second quarter about to get underway. Waratah remain in their huddle. Getting some final instructions there from Coach Ryan Ayres. Perhaps not quite the start that they were looking for. Heidi, only 2 goals on the board, but when you look at the scoring shots, 6 scoring shots to Saints, 5 to Waratah. Anyone's game at this point.
It's very even, Dom, but they were very slow to start, Waratah, so I'm sure Ryan Ayres will be onto them about starting really quickly, and the intent and the effort needs to be there right from the get-go. But Saints I think they've started brilliantly. They should be super happy with how they're going, and they need to roll on now into this second quarter and not let up at all.
Dylan Collis, the only goal scorer for Waratah. He has 2, and he's the only multiple goal scorer on the ground for St Mary's. All singles to Nick Yarran, Justin Robinson, Jackson Calder and Daly Andrews. The bench there for Waratah. Arnold Kirby. He's been good, hasn't he? For weeks now. He's been so impressive.
He's an extra midfielder, like you say, Nick.
Yeah.
He wins his own ball. He's able to handball out. He's got a great boot on him. Good disposal rate.
Second quarter. About to get underway. Ball tossed high. Westerberg wins this one down. Straight to Braxton Armat. Gets it away on the left boot. In pursuit of the footy, Henry Labastida. Timothy Mosquito right with him. Ball held up here at right half forward. Does Labastida get it out? He does not. Toss back to the umpire for a ball up again. Braxton Armat again up against Westerberg. Westerberg wins it to the back. Just kicked away nonchalantly into space. Saints 2-1 from a numbers perspective. Deft little tap there from Raf Clark. Handball was not so good from Ferreira, but Saints with heaps of space and time in the midfield. Paredes out to Lockie Taylor. Long kick inside 50. Calder underneath it. Had 2.5 grabs at it. Couldn't take it. Waratah under pressure. Little flick backwards. Tackle laid. Ball dropped. The umpire says, I will have it, does he? Yes, he does. So another ball up, this time deep in the right forward pocket for the green and gold.
He's having some sort of game, Calder, isn't he? Really impressive.
St Mary's bench there. Westerberg winning that one down. Lockie Taylor being held onto. Umpire put the whistle away. Mosquito gets it over the line. We'll have a boundary throw in about 45 around from the St Mary's goal. It's each team trying to feel this one out for the first few minutes. Westerberg and Payne. Westerberg wins that one down. Kick comes out, quick around the corner on the right. Is a goal from Nate Paredes.
Paredes.
If you don't mind. And Dom, really a goal out of nothing.
Oh, that was superb, wasn't it? Right place, right time, and Paredes hiding. That's what he does.
Yep, really good at ground level. Picked it up cleanly and then quick on the boot. Yeah, it's a big contest in here. He's just sitting out the back. Footy comes in, clean at ground level, on the boot, outside of the boot, in fact, under tons of pressure, and manages to squeeze that one through. Just what Saints needed to get the ball rolling in the second quarter.
So Nate Paredes been a terrific midfielder for a long period of time now for the St Mary's Football Club, and that was a much-needed goal. So 5 individual goal scorers already for Saints. Ball tossed high, Armat against Westerberg. Westerberg just a lovely tap to Turnbull. Straight down the corridor, off hands. Cheek fires out a handball. And a little kick from McGrath. Again to Collis. Ill-directed, but went over the head of Raf Clark. That's a good handball from Turnbull. Maloney couldn't handle. Out to Lant. Off the side of the boot. Out of bounds on the full. Yes, it is. So Waratah with the opportunity here to do it all again. And the ball to be gathered by Mitch O'Donnell. Just has to jump the fence there. A little stretch of the hamstring.
Of course, the St Mary's trainer wasn't getting not too quick to get out of the way there. So the kick. Half forward, Raf Clark flies. Oh, the old boy nearly dragged in mark of the year. Daly Andrews runs across goal. He's got a bit of time. Turnbull pursuing him, puts pressure on the kick. That's a good kick. Might just get over the line. Lockie Taylor tries to keep it in. No, it's over the line. We'll have a boundary throw in around 80.
Don't you mind the confidence of Lockie Taylor there? The one-on-one. I'm going to try and keep this in.
Yeah, I love it because he had all the space. He had all the real estate in front there. Could have just tapped it on and no one's going to catch him. He's quick.
Boundary throw in now. Braxton Armat just outbodied too easily there from Westerberg, but the ball straight to Paredes. Immediately the long kick inside 50. Oh, that was a great run there from John Simpson to paddle that ball forward. Back into the control of Tars. The one-hand attempt there did not work and Paredes bundled out of bounds.
Yeah, they had a spare player there that they could have kicked to, Waratahs, but they went to the one-on-one instead and ended up in a stoppage.
So anyone's game here. 4 minutes gone, 1 goal on the board to St Mary's.
Ball thrown back in. Westerberg couldn't quite get there in the end. Bit of a stacks on kind of setup. We'll have a ball up.
Might be a bit of a ploy as well from St Mary's, just to slow things down, because Waratahs, they want it on their terms and they want to be able to go quick by hand, and then that low 45 kick.
Westerberg with that tap in Yankees' direction. He just goes without it, though. Jack Williams off the deck. Can't quite get his boot to it. Waratah cleaning up off half back. He keeps him Maloney. Just bowls everyone. And they're away now. Land has a bounce. Gives off the hands to Jack Williams. Just not clean, though.
He had a little look there, I think. Eyes came up.
He did. We'll have a stoppage.
Looks as though he's struggling a bit, doesn't he, Jack Williams? Had that knee injury only a few weeks ago. Ball tossed high in the air, one down by Westerberg. Williams couldn't quite get a touch to it. Ball comes to Lant over the head of Sutton. Anchors charges at it. Lant accidentally toes it forward and over the boundary line for a boundary throw in. Centre wing, Morris Rioli, grandstand side. What's your take on Dylan Lant, Heidi? Just can't really seem to get into the game, can he?
It's one of those games where just the ball's not going his way and he can't really have some impact, but when he does, he'll be very dangerous.
Westerberg with the tap. Anchors. Carroll goes without it. Lant wrapped up straight away. There's a lot of pressure going on him. Paredes and Brodie Carroll in a WWF style wrestle. And there's a free kick being picked out here. On the way of Nate Paredes by the looks of things.
If he can pick up the ball. There we go.
Bit of a headlock style there. Here's Daly Andrews by himself. Plays on. Kick in the colder direction out on the lead. Just drops the mark. Beautiful front and centre out there from Land around the corner. The bouncing ball is a... Timmy Mosquito.
What a Mosquito. Lucky he's got a good leap on him. I don't know whether any other player could get there.
Oh, would have done a hammy, Heidi.
Timothy Mosquito into Sam Godden. Wonderful play by the Nichols medalist. Sam Godden, that's a nice kick too. Up to Kirby and just does what he needs to do there. Took the pressure, knew it was going to come. Big men must take those marks, and he did. Inboard again,
like this.
Sam Godden.
Keep going that side.
Out wide now to Timothy Mosquito. Pressure from Labastida, and free kick for a front on. Fair enough. Timothy Mosquito will know that he's got Labastida for pace. He'll try and do that more and more, I think, as this game goes on. Switches that sideways now and goes to Blake. Out to the grandstand side now. O'Donnell takes the mark in the shade. He'll be grateful for that for a moment. And there's a whistle elsewhere here. So a free kick in the middle of the ground, and it's going to go to Abe Anchors against Jack Lant.
Jack Lant's not happy. He's actually pointing to his face there, saying that he got the knock.
Abe Anchors finds Sutton in the middle of the ground. Just held up for the moment. Has it on over the top. St Mary's not really doing much manning up through that middle. The kick is a good one. Is that a mark? Yes, it is. And it looks like it's Cam Arnold. Dragged that one in. It was he come from about 4 or 5 deep by the looks of it, Heidi.
Yeah, and that was just that overlap. And like you say, there was no intent or urgency on the top of the 50 there to put any sort of pressure on the Waratahs player on the inside 50.
Cam Arnold get his first for the day. Kick on the way is a beauty. And he sticks that through. And Waratah get a much needed goal to stay in touch here.
Pretty easy one in the end. The mark itself, difficult, definitely under a whole heap of pressure. But the actual kick, not too far out on a slight angle. Yeah, so even with a fumble there, the Waratahs player, no pressure at all to kick in. And then good representation around the ball here from the Red Jumpers. Yeah, that's a handy mark, most definitely.
So 8.5 minutes gone now in this second quarter. 5-3-33 to 3-3-21. St Mary's in the lead. Grenfell up in the ruck contest beats Kirby and wins the free kick. Will they take advantage? No, they won't.
Oh, you're not allowed to.
Oh, they've given one today, Nick. They've actually given one.
That was a clear advantage, though.
Exceptionally clear.
It confuses me.
Grenfell now from the middle. Handballs to Cullen. Cullen to go on the left boot. Long bomb inside 50. Almost cut off there by Collis. Has to extract by hand. Ball goes to Jack Lant. Hard in at it. Crashes through his tackles. Drills through on goal.
Jeez,
and he'll be dirty with himself that he didn't kick that. He had a point to prove there. Wanted to get back a goal. but a point on the board. 5-4-34, plays 3-3-21. Saints lead 13 after they led by 11 at quarter time.
So Cadillac doing the kick out. Is there a way that he's Lockie Taylor? He's quick, the little man. Bit of candy there. Just pops it over the top. It's got Saunders. Chips it further afield to Nate Paredes. Just weighing up his options. Umpire says you've got to play on now, mate. He gives a handsball backwards to Raf Clark. The old 1-2. Paredes with the kick inside, attacking 50. Land underneath it. Ferreira puts a hit on. It's Collis. And there they're away.
Good play there by Tars. They have the numbers out here on this wing. Nice handball up to Sutton. Just chips sideways and finds William Collis. His first clear touch for the afternoon. Big kick up towards Maloney. The big man had it, then lost it. They've players in the clear here. Carroll on the hands, up to Cameron Arnold. And that was just too easy once they reached centre wing for the red and whites. They hit the scoreboard and they claw their way ever closer. 7 points the margin. St Mary's in the lead, 5-4-34. But Waratah, here they come, 4-3-27 at the 11-minute mark.
And that's how they like to play, using that handball connect and creating some space over the top here. Even in a 3-on-1, they still manage to win out. So really, St Mary's have got to communicate there, and when you've got a spare in the goal square, you're going to use them every time. But yeah, those three St Mary's players, one should have been up in the contest, one should have been crumbing, and the other one putting a bit of a block on. But all three going up just means that Waratah's going to have it on their terms.
Back in the middle. Saw the.
There might be a warning here. Or a free.
It's a warning, the first one for the day. Young Justin Robinson trying to line up on the wing, trying to have two with Henry Labastida. Anyway, ball thrown back up. Grenfell wins that one down. Clearance now. Robbie Turnbull in space. Gets slung in the tackle. Maloney, quick hands. They're away here. O'Donnell with the kick. Saunders back there for St Mary's. Runs himself into trouble. Gets the kick away. They're under pressure down back. One's sticking in for now. Nicky Taylor will see that one over. That's dumped.
Does the right thing there, Dom, in making sure that footy goes over the boundary line. Didn't try and keep that one in.
No finessing on that occasion, and perhaps a little bit unfortunate not to get the free kick for a shove in the back.
Did look a bit late and in the back.
So the boundary throw in. Saints needing to steady here. Waratah on the charge. Grenfell wins that down beautifully. Kick away from Daly Andrews up to centre wing. Handball turnover here from Tars. Robinson down to the one-on-one. Calder in front. Got the hands to it. Ball come back to him. No, it doesn't. Saints with numbers here for a moment. They've got the high tackle. And that was just a little bit clumsy there.
Calder free in the goal square. Now they've
calling for it. Jack
well.
Lant goes with the left boot out towards Calder. He was on all day there. Well, maybe for about 20 seconds.
Well, it was enough time.
Slight exaggeration there.
No, we'll take all day.
For his teammate to have a look.
Jack Lant looking to get into this game and just showing great skills there on the left boot. So Calder lining up for his second of the afternoon. But he has been good, hard-working, full forward. There's a number of them in this competition, and he's one of them.
He's been in everything in the forward line for St Mary's, and if he kicks this one, it'll really just put some pressure back on the Waratahs outfit.
So Calder, beautiful kick on goal. Does it hold its line? It does. He kicks his second, one in the first, one in the second quarter, but more importantly, Saints have their sixth on the board, and they take that lead out again to 13 points. 6-4-40, Waratah 4-3-27.
As you called it, Lant didn't stuff around with it, no messing around, saw him and kicked it to his advantage. Most important thing there, giving a bit of airtime and to his advantage out to space. And when you got a player like Calder who's got long levers, all he needs to do is get into his big mitts and then he's right.
As the ball's just coming back into the middle, Heidi, I've noticed Kieran Parnell is doing the running alongside Abe Ankers. Abe Ankers hasn't been as damaging today.
Yep.
Has he? Kieran Parnell's doing a good job, although they just made the switch then. Westerberg with that tap down, straight down Paredes' throat. The kick in the Calder direction. It's out of hands. Lant, Calder follows up his good work. Lant gets tackled. Umpire says play on. Waratah under all sorts of pressure in their back line. Calder laying a crunching tackle. We'll have a stoppage, 30 out.
Paridi's starting to get in the game as well in those clearances. He's free every time. No one on him. Gets it on the boot and gets it into the forward line.
Westerberg wins that tap down. Parnell. But Waratah looking to clear it. There's Parnell and
With the matchup.
Bankers.
Yeah, the matchup you spoke about. He hasn't had the same effect. Certainly last week he had a lot more run and carry and plenty of space and time. They didn't seem to match up on him at all.
Boundary throw in now, Calder. At the back, one down by Westerberg, who's really playing good footy. Just a little toe poke out. I think that might have been Parnell. Tars caught with the handball. Jacob Long, he tried to handball away. It came back to him. Goes with the snap. And to the near side, a minor score. So Saints 6-5-41, Waratah 4-3-27, 15 gone. The danger time now for both teams.
Timmy Mosquito plays on. Nice little chipper over the top. It's Robbie Turnbull. And something on in the middle, ignores that. Still has that option in the middle, ignores it again. Gooch provides the lead. Has Collis on. Hits that. So Collis weighing up options. Umpire asks him to play on now. Goes long down the line. Raf Clark. Oh, nice fly from the side. Couldn't drag it in cheek. O'Donnell for Waratah. The one man. Oh, Yaron cops one high. And he gets ping ponged the ball. He ducked the head.
He did duck into it.
Yeah.
You're dead right.
Oh, he's just... he's gone with a little whack. Dumb.
Yes, out to Turnbull though. Turnbull's a good user of the footy. He finds a teammate in Katanak in metres of space. Options everywhere here for Tars. Goes there to Keranua. Couldn't hold the mark. He was not the option. Collis though at the fall of the ball. Snaps towards the goal square. Oh, great tackle by Wilkinson. Won that contest brilliantly. Handballs off to Daly Andrews. He was put down heavily after that contest.
Late hit there.
So the ball at centre wing. Jackson Payne needs to continue playing on advantage here. It's been called. So Payne on the move. What can he do with it? Handball sideways was the right option. Goes to Labastida. The kick on goal is off the side of the boot and in fact out of bounds on the full.
Wasted opportunity, Heidi.
Yeah, ill discipline there from Waratahs. Sure why they're getting riled up. Obviously under the skin a little bit, the Waratahs players.
So Waratah left half back. A-Bankers can't quite drag it in. Parnell spins into the A-Bankers tackle. Jack Williams on the left. He's non-preferred. And getting back there. Well, a drop mark in the end. Payne putting on the pressure on the Blake. It's good enough to get the kick away. One's Katanak. So with the kick out to centre wing. McGrath. Oh, they're away here. One bounce, two bounce. Have a third. No, comes inboard. Oh, geez, good contest on the outer side. Although the play, it's down for Waratah. And now what's... Is a free kick paid to Raf Clark, is it?
Appears to be so.
And Raf Clark just threw the ball.
Yeah, so
Handball off. Goes out here to Jackson Payne. No one knows what's going on at the moment. Players don't even know where the ball is. Off hands here. Handball straight to A-Bankers and Kieran Parnell at him and dropping the ball is the call. Well, Kieran Parnell doing some sort of a job here.
all over A-Bankers there. Creates a free kick.
I am not sure what that free kick for Raf Clark.
And
then Raf Clark literally threw it. And the umpire said, play on.
Play on. Kieran Parnell now from right half forward. The long bomb. Target is Calder. Extends the arms. Couldn't take the mark. Parry out the back. Robinson on the right boot. The snap through for a behind. He was successful in the first quarter. Not on that occasion. Time ticking down here. 18 and a half gone. Saints lead 42-27.
Yeah, Tarsney, you got a wriggle on here.
Timmy Mosquito gets it out to Robbie Turnbull. He's been impressive today. He's been tough at it. That's what you expect from the great man. Sammy Godden. Right back pocket for Waratah. It's fair to say they need a goal. Oh, big fly from Collis from behind. Couldn't quite get there in the end. Good tackling pressure from St. Mary's. And it was Geordie Cullen with a crunching tackle, and they've gone on with it. And there's a fair bit going on.
Oh, jeez.
Oh. This is not good.
I don't want to see this.
Braxton Armat. He's left the ground. I'm not sure whether that's actually a send-off for a double report or what the instruction will be here. But ball's in the hand of Waratah's Mitch O'Donnell and a 50-metre penalty, rightly so. So, just the umpire chatting to the team manager, I think, for St Mary's on the bench, letting them know where things are at. The book well and truly out. So, if St Mary's had ruck problems previously, they certainly have them now. Long ball up towards the goal square for Tars. Long kick. Off hands. Matt Wilkinson waits underneath. No one really came to him. He's bundled out of bounds after a long kick towards the boundary. Ferreira in a contest, and unbelievably, John Simpson tried to put boot to ball and he's kicked it out of bounds on the full.
Yeah, I'm not sure which field he was going for there.
Waratah holding all the cards. Ferreira plays on. Goes to Daly Andrews. He takes a mark just outside of defensive 50.
A fair bit happening here at TIO. I'm just watching the Saints bench. I'm not real sure what's going on either. Daly, it's at long down the line. Waratah with the numbers though. Nick Gooch cleaning up for him on this occasion. Over to Blake, I think it is on the outer wing. That sun's a bit bright. And Waratah. Robbie Turnbull wheels around on the right. The kick is a good one. Wilkinson from behind. Nice spoil from that man. Ferreira sticks it on the left. Has Lockie Taylor on. Right in front of the commentary box. Has Nick Yarran down the line. Ignores that. Just pops it over the top. Nate Paredes' direction.
Gee, he had Paredes on
Not
for
the right
20
option,
seconds before that.
He's won the free
He's
anyway.
very fortunate.
Yeah.
Absolutely it was. I think it was Dylan Collis just ran straight into him. So Nate Paredes, right on centre wing, goes on the right, inside 50. It's a nice kick. Calder, strong hands, no. Arnold Kirby with that spoil. Blake for Waratah. It's a good clearing kick and they're away.
Waratah now looking to take control again. John Simpson on the outer wing. Long bomb up towards McGrath. Contest between he and Raf Clark. Clark goes to ground. Dylan Lant now in pursuit. Wilkinson waits in the goal square. Little chip up for Tars. Great tackle. Tyler Saunders. A goal-saving tackle. And the kick out to Raf Clark. Heidi, both teams cannot string 2 or 3 clean possessions together. Wonderful play from St Mary's. Raf Clark in metres of space straight over his head out of bounds.
Yeah, late in the quarter, kind of late in the quarter, I guess. Maybe a bit of fatigue. I'm not sure. It was a bit bizarre, really.
It is stinking hot, Heidi.
It is.
Could be that.
Very hot out there. Brandon Grenfell with the tap down. Paredes. Nice tackle coming from Anchors. Now, what's the umpire doing here? It's going the Saints' way.
High tackle.
Paredes again. Yeah. A couple of frees today.
He's been a busy man today.
You called it before, Heidi, that he had lifted his work rate.
Yeah, and needed to. Wasn't really making a lot of impact, and now he's starting to get into the game. Bit of fire in the belly out there for all the players.
Gee, you're not wrong. Fire in the belly indeed. Half-time siren sounds here. What a half it's been. Great contest. St Mary's in the lead, 6-6-42. Waratah 4-3-27.
Love exploring the territory? If you do, it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Absolutely zero.
Zero.
Yeah, definitely.
It has to be 0.
Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I don't think that's asking too much.
Domestic violence is everybody's business.
And it's not just the physical abuse, it's the things we don't see.
It is hurting our families. It is killing our families.
A lot of people have been silent to this fact, and I think it's about time we all speak up together and say no more to this form of abuse.
No more.
No more. No more family violence.
No more to the family violence.
No more. No more.
No more.
Listen up, kids. Make school your story. Help you succeed and rise to glory.
Safe to go to school.
So go the distance. Attend every day. Learn and listen. School holiday rockin' with love or break.
Time with friends and family is always right.
When it's time for school, don't get slack.
It's safe to go to school. Can't wait to get back. So don't cut corners.
Do the full term. It's safe to go to school. And it's time to learn. So don't cut corners. Do the full term. Make school your story. And it's time to learn.
School returns February 2021. Written and authorised by the Northern Territory Government.
Time to escape, cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide.
Great Northern Brewing Co. The beer from up here.
On Territory roads, anything can happen. So you need to drive to the conditions. Speeding can get you into all sorts of trouble. Dirt roads aren't just dusty. When it's hard to see, they're dangerous. At water crossings, remember, you're driving a motor car, not a boat. High water can be deep trouble. All sorts of animals can be on the road, so watch out. And if the weather is bad, slow down, you mob. Drive to the conditions and arrive in good condition.
The time to kickstart your business is now. Get your message across with the experienced local TV production team at Kick Digital. Cost effective, rapid turnaround, exceptional service. Kick Digital. Television production energised.
CFS Schoolwear is the perfect choice for quality custom-made school uniforms. Ideal for all school-related activities. 50 or 500 students, we have what you need. Contact CFS Gear for your free CFS Schoolwear quote today.
Getting my hands on the footy and just being with my mates.
I like being outdoors. It just makes me happy.
I don't like it when I get yelled at.
It's pretty embarrassing when someone's shouting at you halfway through the game.
It makes me feel like I'm useless and I can't do anything.
We're just kids.
We're just here to have fun.
Let us do what we love.
Just let kids be kids.
AFL Northern Territory would like to remind spectators that congregating at the team huddles is not permitted during the breaks.
The NTFL clubs and umpires would like to share the following events and messages and thank their sponsors for the 2021 TIO NTFL season. For more information, please visit the relevant club or umpire's Facebook page.
Thanks, Novanka. What a second half this should be. Saints in the lead by 15 points at half-time. But Waratah on the move, playing good footy. Saints did lead by 11, so they have extended that. But Heidi, it's been an unconvincing first half by both teams, I think you'd have to say. Some hard, hot footy, but neither team has really grabbed this game as yet.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a bit of an anticlimax. It's on the brink in stages and patches, and then it just seems to lull out into stoppage after stoppage, stop-start. So one team needs to really take this game on and really be brave and courageous with some of their movement patterns. I know that the Waratah boys definitely want to use by hand and they want to go quickly, so we'll see if they can do that early in the third.
Braxton Armat is on report. Be interesting to see whether he is in fact allowed to come back onto the ground. The umpire about to get underway here. Second half action. Grenfell up against Westerberg. Westerberg, what a leap. Straight down to Turnbull. Long kick up towards inside 50. Henry Keranua in pursuit has not had a touch in this game yet. Dylan Lant had the Guernsey tugged. Couldn't soccer the ball away. Tars now in control. Handball away to Anchors. Gets his kick away inside 50. Good lead up. Good mark. Cameron Arnold, gee, once that ball turned over on centre wing, it was all Tars.
Good start. That's what they needed. Is it on his distance, Dom?
Oh, yeah, I think so. Matt Wilkinson at 40 to 45. So if Cameron Arnold can't kick that far, I'd be surprised. The big man, he's kicked 2 goals, both of those in the second quarter. Kicks from 47. Makes the distance with the helicopter drop punt easily, but nearly kicks it out of bounds on the full.
There's a big difference at the start of the game. There was Bankers was absolutely getting stuck into Grenfell, and just as the ball was getting ball up, they were cuddling.
They've made up.
They have. The kick out to Lockie Taylor. Plays on, runs straight to travel. Lance looking for Yaron, fires from behind, but Maloney good enough.
Oh, look at all these spare Waratah players.
Yeah, he's got them absolutely screaming in the middle. He's just taking his time, the big man. Not usually the quickest user of the ball. Traditionally, the big men. A kick to the top of the square. Wilkinson flies, can't drag it in. Hands comes out. Stack on. Umpire circling. And we'll have a stoppage about 25 out from the Waratah goal.
Yeah, need to be more aware than that. Someone should have been screaming that inboard was the option. There were 2 or 3 players with their arms out nice and wide calling for it.
Grenfell wins that one down. Raf Clark gets a handball away. Parnell runs into trouble. Gets hands to it. Lockie Taylor feeds it out. Oh, a big bump in the side. Umpire lets that one go. The scrap on. Saint fans weren't really that enthused by that decision by the umpire. Waratahs with the number here. Quick kick from Collis. Yaron collects him as he kicks it. Ferreira in a tussle in the middle of the ground. Ferreira being held onto. Keranua arrives for Waratah. This is a good game. It's all happening. The umpire's picked out a free kick, though. And Bankers and looks like Josh Cheeky going at it off the ball.
Turnbull now to take the free kick from the middle of the ground. And Ferreira leapt over the mark, giving away the 50-metre
It's a
hiding.
coach killer. That's an absolute coach killer, that one.
Well, Turnbull, he's a very good player, and this kick should be taken from 35 metres out directly in front. In fact, there's a double 50 happening here. Maybe not. Maybe it's just a long, long 50.
No, that's definitely a double, I'd say.
Oh, if it was a double, that'd be on the line. Turnbull has the shot at goal. Tars start the third quarter perfectly here at TIO Stadium.
Well, that has bamboozled me because that's a little bit more than a 50. But anyway, it's a goal in the scorebook.
Bit of bamboozling.
And Tars, they needed that. They needed to be up and about in the first start of this third quarter. And we've got the lead-up pattern here kicking in, but obviously the man on the mark had encroached the space and gave away the 50 or 60.
Heidi goes, whack Dom.
The new ruling here. So that margin back to 8 points. Ruck contest won by Grenfell. Parides got hands to it. Handball out the back somehow. Back to Grenfell. The long kick down the line. Calder from the back. Flew. Couldn't grab it. Yaron scooted through. Couldn't get there. Little touch out the back goes to Payne. That's a hospital handball to Paredes. He's good enough, though. The high up and under. Calder underneath it again goes high. Again hands to it. Jack Lant gathers. Brought to ground. Gets a handball away. Calder there again. Can he go the snap? He can't. Gets the handball away under pressure. Still being held. He made it obvious and the umpire called it.
Wow. I like the volleyball style to himself too.
Yeah, he tried everything there to get out of that tackle. Here it is. He tries to work his way through driving his legs and then eventually goes the double fister and then the arms go up and wins the free.
So Jackson Calder from the pocket goes with the snap on the left boot. Just squeezes it in.
Quick
They
reply.
get one back.
Oh, yeah, that's a very quick reply.
And he's kicked 3, has Calder. What a start to this third quarter. 5 minutes gone. St Mary's regain that lead, 48-34.
Something about him, Calder. He's got a bit of personality out there, and he's certainly their number one go-to in the forward line. On the smallest player on the field there, Mosquito, trying to take him down.
Well, they're lucky they got him working so hard because at this stage of the game, Heidi, Jackson Payne hasn't given much at all to the Saints forward 50.
Yeah, exactly. I guess when you got a player firing like that, you just keep banging it in.
Grenfell and Westerberg back in the middle. Grenfell wins this one down, has Jack Williams out in space and spoots a ball to right half forward. Timmy Mosquito, look at that for footwork and look at the handball, even better from the little champ. It's a Waratah, a good mark from Jackie Williams, right on centre wing. He's got the handball on if he wants it. No, Sutton just sat on top of him. Jack Williams plays on the left, deep in attacking 50. The fly from Calder, oh, he's pulled it in.
Done it again.
What a grab. And that was the most unlikely of all marks. He's dropped a few today, but he managed to drag that one in.
Don't need another forward out there. It's just one.
He's on.
My eyes had already started looking to the back, thinking that was going over then.
Yep. They call him the champ around town. He's a good operator. Will line up for his 4th. Jackson Calder from 48. The kick is left. Swung back a bit in the end, but not enough.
I was hoping he was going to kick it because I wanted to see that replay then of how he juggled that ball.
Timothy Mosquito brings the ball back into play. Nice mark taken. Waratah, what can they do from defence here? Few options. Now called to play on. Matthew Blake, little chip out wide. Probably not the greatest of options. And Godden under pressure. Somehow found a teammate out there. McGrath with the chip goes to Westerberg by himself. So they've worked it to centre wing. Done well. Westerberg now. Nice kick up towards Sutton. In fact, it's a bit too far from him. And the everywhere man, Paredes, takes yet another mark. Just saying to his teammates, let's steady down. Let's build again. Goes with the long kick. The helicopter up centre wing. Off hands, Robinson. Can he get hold of it? He can't. Goes the tackle. We're holding the ball here.
Yeah,
Saints will win possession here at centre wing.
Grenfell, I think it was. Parnell plays on quickly. They're away through Lant. The kick deep in attacking 50. Calder underneath it. He's on fire. He keeps his feet. Stays in the contest. Lavastida feeds a handball out. Grenfell with the kick in the long direction. He's got Timothy Mosquito on his hammer. Wheels around on the left. Not the best kick. Might work. Top of the square. Abe Anchors off a step. Over the head of Collis. Tyler Saunders knocks it to Long. And a free kick's been pinged. Going the way of Tyler Saunders or Long by the look of it. I think it's Long. Yep.
Saints have won out there and really Tars had all the ball.
Long with the kick in the Payne direction. Oh, he's given away a free kick. Not really sure what that one was for, Heidi.
I think it might have been a bit high. He actually fell to his knees. Maloney just got him a bit high.
Oh, the drilling kick is a good one. Comes into Sam Godden. Tars with the ball still inside defensive 50. The little pop-up is a good one. Goes to Waratah. Had a couple of touches already in this third quarter. Long kick now to the middle of the ground. Dangerous. Dylan Land takes the mark. That's a good mark too. Up in front of Turnbull. Now drills a pass to Robinson. A goal apiece thus far in this third quarter. Robinson now going towards the target of Calder. 2 hands to it again. Ball spills. Waratah chips out. Goes to Braxton Armat. Back onto the ground. So Armat, what can he do? Kicks long. Dangerous position out the back. Calder again.
Sticky hands.
15 metres from goal on a 45-degree angle. Jackson Payne was there too. The classic 2-on-2. And Calder has just been in everything. A line-up for his 4th and his 2nd of this quarter.
Yeah, he sat out the back there of that contest. Read it beautifully into his hands.
Interestingly, on that occasion, the big man in Braxton Armat got it in quickly, unlike Maloney down the other end, Heidi.
Yeah.
The advantage immediately, 2-on-2, as we see Calder come in. Direct shot at goal, fist into the air. He's kicked his 4th, and St Mary's have 2-1 in this all-important third quarter.
Well, he's the man of the moment, Calder. He's the go-to man for Saints. And you called it, Armat, quickly on the boot. And it actually goes out the back here. Nice bit of body work, actually, just to knock his direct opponent out of the way and take it over his head.
And Nick Gooch really couldn't do anything about that. It was a perfect kick, wasn't it?
Yep. Yeah, Saints, they're at a loss, really, as to how to get into this game. They've got the stocks. Kirby's been winning the tap, but they can't seem to be getting a quick clearance, which is what they want.
Out by 21 points now, the Saints. Game high, Dom?
Indeed.
We've gone just under 11 minutes here in the third quarter. Fair bit of feeling in this one. Umpire Cunningham taking his time. The big man. Back in the middle. Kirby with a nice tap down. Lant paddling it forward. Gets a kick. Away, Jack Lant flies from the side, Nick Yarran. But it's all Waratah down there through Waratah. Gets a kick out to Simpson. He had McGrath over the top, ignores that, goes further afield in the Collis direction. Tyler Saunders works him nicely under the ball. Young Lockie Taylor. Fly from behind. Can't drag that one in. That was Daly Andrews. He's given away the free kick. Oh no, umpire's pointed the wrong way. In fact, it's going the way of St Mary's. So Daly Andrews on the outer wing. Doesn't have a lot on. Decides to go long to half forward. Payne. Braxton Armat in pursuit over there. Jack Williams. It's boot to ball. It's smothered up. Long. No, it's Armat, sorry. Sits on top and we'll have a stoppage.
Just muscle their way forward then, Saints. Took a few wrong options but managed to get it there. Kirby easily down. Kick comes away from Waratah. Nicely gathered, when in fact it wasn't by Collis. Somehow flicked out the back. Kick comes from Carroll up towards centre wing. Off the boot, Tyler Saunders takes the mark. Plays on in the middle of the ground. Goes there towards a teammate in Adam Parry, his first mark of the afternoon. And 50-metre penalty here. There is a 50-metre penalty, and I wouldn't be surprised if this is a double penalty here. Keranua it was who ran inside. I think you're spot on there.
Yep.
Well, let's see how long this one is. 60 perhaps?
We'll see. I want to call it too soon.
So Adam Parry, who hasn't really seen much of the footy, he's received a 38.5-metre penalty here.
Just evening things up.
Just evening things up a bit.
Evening the ledger.
So Parry taking his time. Got a stoppage job on Turnbull, I think, this afternoon. Slightly right of centre, but won't kick from any more than about 30 metres out. Ambles in, kick on its way, and he's stuck that left, has he? It may have been left initially. It's come back and gone straight through the middle. So Saints with the break. They move on to 9-7-61, leading Waratah 5-4-34.
Yeah, Parry slots that one after a 50, which we'll watch the replay here and just see. I think Kiranua might have gone into the protected zone. See if it pops up on the screen. Either way, it's a 50 and it's a goal. And Tars are in all sorts of strife. Just going to put it out there. They do not look energetic whatsoever. They're fumbly. They're not hitting their targets. They're not playing like they did with the fluency that they did last week. And they seem a bit rattled.
So back in the middle. Nice bounce on that occasion. Kirby wins it down. Bailey Andrews. Kick up to half forward. It's a scrappy one. It might work though. Long puts the afterburners on. And it's just gone right. Jeez, that would have brought the house down.
Certainly would have. The crowd was getting into it. They were riding every kick there.
Maloney now with the long bomb out wide, looking for Turnbull, takes the mark and goes. Handball over the top, looking there for Simpson. Robinson does well just to make a bit of a nuisance of himself, just hold it up on centre wing. The high up and under towards half forward. Mark over the top, Kieran Parnell, and he just takes that mark and goes. That perhaps wasn't the best decision. Kick came off the side of the boot. He was put down afterwards, lands on the chest of Robinson. Robinson to Calder. Looking for marks on centre wing, if you don't mind. Calder. What's his target? Goes short. Jacob Long injecting himself into the game here. 15 and a half gone in the third quarter. Jacob Long goes long. Jackson Payne the target. Got hands to it. Big Kirby gathers possession. She uses the footy well. Now the handball from Abe Ankers was a shocker. Put Paredes into the action. He palms off an opponent. Kirby can't take the footy. The ball comes to Jackson Payne. Just dropped it cold in the tackle. Umpire, no call. Ball popped up and Justin Robinson kills it over the boundary line. Good play there from St Mary's.
Yeah, Abe Anker's a little bit out of sorts and it's that perceived pressure. He wasn't under immense pressure then, and there was certainly a player there, but the player wasn't having any sort of contact on him, but it was just that perceived pressure and then an ordinary handball.
Ball thrown back in, 70 round from the Saints goal. They're doing all the attacking in this third quarter. Bailey Andrews needs to have a bounce, has one now, and he's ran too far.
Too far, yep.
And then he kicked the ball. Lucky not to give away the 50.
Gee, very fortunate not to give away a 50.
Yeah. If there's a whistle and you've run too far, you know what's going on. Timmy Mosquito puts it over the top. Oscar Madden. Yeah, Waratah's in all sorts here. Tyler Saunders. A quick kick coming out of there from Godden. Sutton paddles it forward. St Mary's getting numbers back. Abe Ankers on the left. Oh, nice handball coming out. Sutton. Advantage paid. And they paid advantage. They took it and stuck it through for a behind.
Costly error.
Costly, as you say.
Wilkinson
with ball in hand. Runs it out, kicks long, and that is a long kick. Grenfell almost took the mark. Calder gathered, gave a handball to Daly Andrews. He is having some thought of a third quarter. Daly Andrews, that's a ripping kick to Lavastida. Clears a bit of space. Drills a pass into Jackson Payne. Got himself into the wrong position, then back into the right position. Runs to the back. Will he soccer off the ground? No, he won't. Taps it back to the advantage of Kadanak. Back to Oscar Madden. Payne with the chase, but Madden calm. Kicks out wide, looking out here for William Collis. Can he gather on centre wing? He does, just. Handball on the up to Carroll. Gets a kick away, is put down afterwards, so a free kick downfield to Waratah. Collis evades, and the kick was perfect for Abe Ankers, except he just couldn't take the grab. Ball out wide now from Cheek off to Clark. Couldn't take the grab. Gets it to Parnell, taking a tackle, drops the footy, gone, decision made. Waratah free kick.
Abe Ankers lowers the eyes. Bit of a high there from Nate Paredes on Will Collis. So Will Collis looking for options. Plays on now from 55. Kick to the top of the square, but it's all St Mary's back there and Wilkinson.
Wow, there was so much stagnant with the Waratah's players. There, no movement at all. Stationary players everywhere.
Wilkinson plays on. The kick is an absolute ripper. It's a massive kick and it hits the chest of long. Parnell, left half back. Not a lot happening. Some flat-footed units getting around out on TIO at the moment, except for this man. He has been on absolute fire today. He's kicking everything. He's marking everything. He's up the ground. He's back. And then just like that, Jackson Payne drops a pretty simple mark. Big contest on centre wing. Here's Calder again. Lance. Nice ball coming over the side from Waratah. Lance. He's got 4 Waratah players surrounding him. Umpire's going to ping him for holding the ball here. And Waratah will look to get it back in there, Dom.
Yeah, that was a pretty tough call. I think, I don't know whether it was prior there, but heaps of pressure and he still hasn't got up.
They're taking the time.
And the blood rule called, Hottie.
Yeah, blood rule.
So the blood rule call there. And is that a 50-metre penalty as well? It is.
They're the ones that's probably a bit of back chat.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Bit undisciplined.
But even now, Waratah's players are not looking urgent whatsoever.
So still waiting for Jack Lant to come from the ground here. Plenty of blood coming from the mouth of Jack Lant.
And he's taking his time.
Certainly hasn't had the... still wanting to chat with the umpire. What is he doing?
Just get off the
Just
field.
go from the ground.
It's like you just said, Sam, do you know who I am?
Needs to concentrate on the footy here, Jack Lant. Make sure that he does what he's meant to do. Iggy Vallejo escorting him from the ground. As we wait for A Bankers now. A Bankers needs to take this opportunity here to either kick the goal or pass it to somebody who can. Otherwise, this game could potentially slip away from Tars. Kieran Parnell, the man on the mark. Jackson Calder marshalling the troops deep in defence. There is no one forward of centre for Saints. Pass comes in, off hands. Wilkinson there will gather deep in the pocket. Little chip goes down the boundary line. Kieran Parnell just escorts it over, does he? He does. And a boundary throw in. That's a good result, Heidi.
Yeah, Smart just flooded into the Waratah's forward 50 and ensured they had numbers behind the ball.
Ball thrown back in on the outer side. Westerberg wins that one down. Straight down to O'Donnell. Wheels around on the left. He's non-preferred. Up and under style. Raph Clark with a fist from behind. St Mary's with numbers at ground level. It's Jack Williams on the left. In the colder direction. Just gets worried out of it on this occasion. And it's Waratah. He nearly kick up to half forward. Anchors from the side. Drags it in. No, he doesn't. Gets boots a ball though. Raph Clark under pressure from Collis. Sutton. Quick hands over the top. Nice tackle coming from Daly Andrews. Parnell went the wrong way. Here's A Bankers again. Collis held on to. Lockie Taylor. Hands. Paredes quickly on the left. It's going to come back in, Dom.
Maloney takes that mark on centre wing. He's a good player, is Maloney. What can he do with this footy? Often just takes a little bit too long to get rid of that footy. That's a beautiful kick, and Sutton takes the mark.
Oh, that's dangerous.
That did not look good.
And not Nate Paredes' fault there. I
Not
think
at all.
He was looking at the ball. They were both going for it. It was just really unfortunate.
Oh. Gee, he's up and about though, so that's good. Thank goodness for that. Places the kick nicely. Finds a teammate. On the outer half forward flank here. Waratah building. What can they do with this next kick? This is the one that's important. Kick comes in. And the mark taken. A good mark too by Turnbull. Deep in the right forward pocket. Time ticking here. 23 and a half minutes gone. Waratah, they trail 62-35. Saints have put on 3 goals to 1 in this third quarter. And here it is. The kick after the siren. We know Turnbull's a good player. Been a good midfielder for Tars all season. What can he do with this kick? Can he bring it back? From 40. Kicks on goal. Holes up. through for the minor score. So at three-quarter time here, St Mary's hold a lead, 9-8-62 to Waratah, 5-6-36.
Love exploring the territory? If you do, it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Kazali's Palmerston Club has been renovated. Come check out our brand new cafe, open 7 days a week. And with the new Kids Club, we are the perfect spot for a worry-free catch-up with friends. Enjoy hot meals with nightly specials at the bistro or cold drinks at the sports bar. Feeling lucky? Have a go at the latest machines in our gaming lounge or grab your mates for a round of pool. Family gathering or casual meetings, we have something for everyone. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
So we can feel forever, yeah, feel together, real together. No one can stop. No one can stop. Nothing can ever bring me time to escape, 'cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide. Ooh.
Great Northern Brewing Co. The beer from up here.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience. Dedicated sports zones. Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice, still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport concept store. Now open at Casuarina Square.
AFL Northern Territory would like to remind spectators that congregating at the team huddles is not permitted during the breaks.
Fourth quarter action about to get underway here at TIO Stadium. What a game it's been so far. A tight, hard contest. Saints led by 11 points at quarter time, 15 at half time. They now lead by 26 going into the last quarter. That doesn't really mean anything, though. Waratah actually put their act together here, Heidi. Anything can happen in this last quarter.
Oh, definitely. I don't know whether they've left it too late, though, Dom. I just think they haven't really looked the goods the entire match, and it's going to take a lot to turn it around.
Grenfell up in the ruck against Arnold Kirby. Tars kicking to the airport end, and Breeze not really. I'm just looking at the flags across the other side of the field as we look at Sam Godden and the others gathering on the bench there. Don't know whether there's too much of an advantage from a win perspective. We'll soon find out. The big men to go at it. Daly Andrews wrestling with Brodie Carroll. Sort of sat on the head of Grenfell there for a moment. Won it down, and Daly Andrews clearly taken high. No call. In fact, it was Dylan Lant. So they'll do it all over again. Arnold Kirby in good position. Grenfell got a hand to it. A free kick paid, and it will go to Saints. The umpire in the Waratah forward line paying that free kick. And the ball to come back here to Daly Andrews. Second time lucky, perhaps. Runs his full measure. Long kick inside 50. Kirby somehow got the back fist to it. Handball comes out from Payne. Jacob Long needs to be quick. He's not quick enough. He's gone. That's a terrific tackle. Ball spills to Yaron. No call from the umpire. Jackson Payne, fingernails to it. Calder trying to charge his way through. Tars' defence were very, very good. Ball out with Timothy Mosquito under pressure. Steps around Ferreira. Does he? No, he doesn't. He was caught. Now goes the soccer. Pressure coming from Saints, and a holding free kick paid. Very fortunate Timothy Mosquito in the back pocket.
Too cute there. Just use the option when it's on. Give it. Pull the trigger.
So Timmy Mosquito, right back pocket for Waratah. As low as the eyes. It's up Arnold. Can't quite drag it in. Lance jumps in the air. Mosquito drags him down. Lavastida fires a handball backwards. The kick in the colder direction is a good one. He's out on his own. And we'll go back and have a set shot from about 40 out.
Once again, plenty of space for Calder to run into. We know he can kick a few, so he should be right, almost right in front on a slight angle. If he kicks this, I think it's going to be a really big ask for Waratahs to come back.
So Calder. For goal number 5, if you don't mind. On the right. Doesn't like it off the boot. Yes, he does. He's drilled it. And the Saints extend the lead out to 32.
Yeah, so once again, Calder doing his work in the forward line. But how do you let a player like that get all that space? So when you've got really wide, expansive handball, and they're just kicking to the advantage of your tall key forward, and the defender absolutely nowhere near Calder. It's just not on. So Waratahs are going to have to work really, really hard here to earn this back. They're going to have to do it pretty quickly.
Very good play, very good forward pressure. Just a shout out to some young Saints watching from Melbourne. Xavier Vallejo, Kobe Hodges and Ethan Bowden enjoying this contest now. As Dylan Lant brings the footy out from midfield. Off hands, taken by Mosquito. He was grabbed in a tackle. Kirby with ball in hand. Out to Mosquito again. Pressure comes from Taylor. Pops up a nice little kick to O'Donnell. Into the middle of the ground. 4 onto 0 here, Tars. Turnbull takes the mark. On the move, as they have to be. Long bomb. Inside 50. Westerberg against Wilkinson. Comes off hands. Kieran Parnell just bounces off an opponent. Close to the boundary line. Sprints away. Kick is good. Goes to Wilkinson. Done. How did he get away? Well done, Kieran Parnell. Wilkinson now with the long, untidy kick. Says here, Lockie, grab hold of this and go for a run. And he cannot quite grab hold of the handle. And they have to do it all again, 60 out from Tars' goal.
Yeah, interesting decision again with that kick. gave Lockie Taylor plenty of work to do.
Waratah looking to get it back in there. It's fair to say they need the next one. Grenfell to Taylor. Quickly on the right around the corner. Timmy Mosquito, best position for this one. Takes a great mark. Had Henry Labastida absolutely breathing down his neck. Looks to move it quickly, as they should. Collis had the hands on, ignored that. Plays on now. Kick smothered. Lant. Nate Paredes out in space. Lowers the eyes. Long. Paredes gets it back. On the right. Inside attacking 50. Calder from the side.
Ooh.
That was Madden running that one over.
Calder pleading for the deliberate there. Probably had a fair argument.
Boundary throw in now. Players setting themselves. Kirby up against Payne. Mitch O'Donnell unopposed. Just comes away with the footy up towards Jay McGrath. Takes the mark in front of a much shorter Josh Cheek. Goes around his mark. Called to play on. Long ball now. Looking down here for Arnold. Crashes the pack. Ball comes to the back. Tars now. The long kick to the goal square. Which way will it bounce? Unfavourably. In fact, it hasn't bounced through at all yet. Kieran Parnell gathers. Pops it up to the advantage of Tyler Saunders. Turnbull couldn't believe it.
Sums up Waratah's day, doesn't it?
Tyler Saunders now. Chipping short. Going to the usually safe hands of Raph Clark. Enjoying a moment in the shade. Just goes backwards. Kieran Parnell, he moves the ball quickly. Robinson by himself, and I tell you what, they've got some room to move here. Lockie Taylor on the fat side, takes the footy. Paredes is by himself as well. Lockie Taylor will take his full measure. Go out wide to Paredes. 60 from goal. Which way will he go? Looks for the big man in Grenfell. Shields the ball beautifully. The only man in pursuit was Timothy Mosquito. Much smaller. Grenfell just planted the big body in front. Takes the mark, 45 from goal.
Yeah, difficult task there for Mosquito on a very, very big man running through. Tough to bring down.
So Grenfell, the ruckman, that knee, left knee heavily strapped. He's been the workhorse this afternoon in the middle. Has an opportunity now to really put a nail in the coffin. 68 plays 36. Can he extend the lead? Kicks from 48. Long and straight from Grenfell. Through for a goal. St Mary's 11-8, 74 points, leading Waratah 5-6-36. We've gone 7 minutes in this last quarter.
Yep, he sure can. He can do it. Here's the kick from Kieran Parnell. Switch kick was on. And then Taylor, with no one there within Kui, takes a bounce and really makes a good decision here with the short kick. Paredes has had a good game today. And then into the big man, Grenfell.
Just to go back to Grenfell too, he's been like up against it in the ruck against two quality ruckmen, and he's come out on top.
Yep, he's held his own for sure. Won plenty of it.
So back in the middle, was that man Grenfell up against Westerberg. Nice bounce from that umpire again. He's on fire. Crunching tackle. Abe Anchors can't quite gather it in. Lant goes off the deck. So across half back, Williams. Yaron uses the body early. Umpire lets that one go. Here goes Lockie Taylor. Has a bounce. He's a quick little man. That's a nice kick into space. Now look at that.
Oh, and then he's been grabbed high afterwards.
Close to a 50 there.
I thought he may have played on there.
Well, unless the umpire didn't call play on, that should be 50.
It should be 50, surely. Because he had Calder in the clear in the goal square.
Oh, I think he was
he was pulling up.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
You reckon?
Not sure. 50-50.
The non-decision.
It's a tricky one. Tricky one there. Nice build-up from Saints. Good use of the body in the middle of the field to give Taylor some space to run and carry, and then the outside of the boot. Can't wait to see the replay there.
Jack Lant will kick from 40. Slide angle. This to really set it home.
Oh.
It's just gone right. And through for a minor.
So Waratah with the quick kick in. Sutton with the push out on Jacob Long. Goes back in to collect. 2-on-1 out there. Kieran Parnell will gather. Waratah come in numbers, but Kieran Parnell, what a game he has played. Jacob Long down behind play. Ball comes off hands. Katanak reels off a handball. Ball spills to Jack Williams. The long bomb on goal is straight through the middle. And at the 10-minute mark, it'd be hard to see Waratah coming back from here. Although it is not all good news here. Jacob Long down after that contest on centre wing, and the stretcher being called for.
Yeah. And the kick in here. Great goal, but look at the Waratahs players. They all had hands on hips there at the end. And here's the hit, say, from Long.
He's done it already, right there.
Yeah, he's done it there, you're right.
He's done it already. Awkward on the left knee.
The knee, yep.
And just the way that he placed that, I mean, that looked like an innocuous ACL injury.
A lot of them are like that when they're a bit more significant. You don't actually need anyone on you. Sometimes it's just a awkward foot placement and then pressure on the knee and it buckles.
There's the great Michael Barfoot gets into a bit of a trot. Doesn't have the official match shirt on, Heidi, but
we'll let it go.
Absolutely.
Yep.
He's the king.
Well, looking forward a week from this team, you know, Saints already struggling with players out for various reasons and potentially losing another ruckman in Braxton Armat to suspension. And if that turns out to be as serious as it looks right now, Jacob Long, one of their key swingmen, out of the team as well, it would be exceptionally difficult to see Saints advancing to a grand final.
Stranger things have happened, but I think you're right. I think it's going to put them in a bit of strife.
$45 point lead. They've really put them away, haven't they?
Yeah, Tars have not even looked like getting a forward entry.
They've been flat all day, really, haven't they?
But even in this quarter here, where you'd think there'd be a bit more urgency, game on the finals on the line, elimination final, do or die, and it just doesn't seem to have that sort of energy. Even right now, I'd expect the midfielders in here to be circling up, arm in arm, you know, having a bit of a chat about what they can do to turn this around, but there's not really any sense of that.
You look at the standard that's been set by some of the players today, and I think the key matchup that I'd go to is Kieran Parnell on Abe Anchors. That's an unlikely matchup, you'd have to say. And normally a half-back flanker, Kieran Parnell, back pocket, playing against one of the premier midfielders, and yet he has really done a number on Abe Anchors today.
Yeah, he shut him down. Definitely shut him down. He's got good speed, Kieran Parnell, and stuck with him. Abe Anchors has been pretty unclean. He's just been that bit fumbly, so he hasn't had the time and space that he had last week.
We see all of the Saints players going to Jacob Long as he is carried from the ground on the stretcher. And he clearly
doesn't look good.
Doesn't look good. And I really feel for the young man. It looked like such a simple thing. And as you said, Heidi, a lot of times these injuries do happen in really simple ways. I hope somehow that it's not as serious as it looks, but we'll find out in coming days, no doubt. Did you hear the applause from the crowd? He's played well today, particularly in this second half. Was really starting to have an impact in this last quarter. So Saints reduced to 3 men on the bench, and the ball back to the middle for a restart after Jack Williams kicked his first goal of the afternoon. So Saints in the lead here, 12-9, 81 to Waratah's 5-6-36, a 45-point margin at the 13-minute mark.
Ball thrown back up. Westerberg's going to win the free kick. They ship it out there from Braxton Armat. So Westerberg right in the middle of the ground. Asked to play on now. Long kick in attacking 50. Raf Clark, best position, takes a nice mark. So Raf has Dylan Lance on. I'll be looking to take the sting right out of this now. St. Mary's Q in the rack sort of style with a significant injury. Kicks legit down the line, steps in, comes off the quad.
I think Taylor saw that in the air. He was right underneath it, but didn't even jump for it.
So ball thrown back in. Armat and Westerberg. It's a 50-50. Kiranua wrapped up straight away. Nate Paredes gets dumped by Westerberg. Nice tackle. And away here, Nick Yaron. Smothered ball, Payne midair. Just willing it forward at all costs. St. Mary's. High tackle from Yaron.
Just untidy, wasn't it?
Free kick to Kadanak. It's up the middle of the ground. And away Waratah. Screaming through the middle. Just misses the target. Kiranua has Mosquito there. Ignores that. Goes in the Blake direction. Time and space. Sticks it on the left. That is a nice goal.
Much needed goal.
Well done, Matthew
That's what
Blake.
that is.
Yeah.
A little bit too late in the piece, I feel.
My word.
And that's the sort of build-up that we saw the last couple of weeks, although it was a bit fumbly in the middle there. Kiranua kicking that one in and just using a bit of space running onto it, but still not straight to a target. Haven't really hit targets all day.
Lovely finish, though, by a quality player, Matthew Blake. Crowd enjoying this game. Some Saints players there having a well-earned drink. 81 plays 42, 15 and a half gone. Like to see Saints get some value out of Jackson Payne in this last quarter. Be interesting to see if they'd move him into the midfield or just a bit further up the ground, get his hands on the footy. Braxton Armat hits the ground. Coming in strongly there, Dylan Collis. Ball just bobbling out. Braxton Armat got a little bit of a toe poke. A throw was called. Nice hands coming now from John Simpson. Out wide here to Kiranua, off to Mosquito. Kiranua hardly sighted this afternoon. Tyler Saunders, a good spoil. Ferreira comes through strongly. Kieran Parnell just manages to keep his balance. Daly Andrews, he's been a good player. Loved his pace off the mark this afternoon. Very good. Called her up high. Almost had the second grab at it. Nick Yaron comes in to lay the tackle on Maloney. Hands back to him. Now they've got him, have they? No, they don't. Just gets the handball away. Yaron continuing to put on pressure. Turnbull does well. Yaron down behind play. Ferreira dragged the footy in. And a few words being spoken here between Turnbull and Nick Yaron, the emergency umpire of the field. Central umpire just tosses the ball up. Ball comes to Lockie Taylor. Quick kick out. Comes towards Kadanak. Parry in, and surely that's got to be a high tackle. Very untidy. Handball on. Goes out here to Simpson. By hands back to Kadanak, who fumbles. Paredes puts the soccer on, who go back in again. Go to Jack Williams. Has the shot on goal. Cleans up the mess. Puts it straight through the middle with another goal. That's his second in this last quarter. And Saints, they move on to 13-9-87. Waratah 6-6-42.
Yeah, that's a good word for it, mess. That was very messy there from Tars. They just needed to be clean with the handball out, but they weren't, and Saints made them pay. They're running through. And just an easy goal, really, in the end, under very limited pressure. And they're really running away with it now, St. Mary's.
I just watched Nick Yaron come off. He didn't look all that well. Must have copped a high one there from Robbie Turnbull, but he looks a bit doughy. Well, I love Kieran Parnell as well. He's had a great game. Absolutely.
Great call from the crowd there.
That was good. He's on fire, the great man. Westerberg takes out of the ruck. Here he is, Parnell. Spins out of trouble. Jack Williams is dobbed too. Daly Andrews, have a look at that. Look at that acceleration out of the pack. The kick isn't his best though, although drop mark down there. Ball pops out now. Waratah had Abe Anchors on, ignored that. Here's my man, the big unit in Arnold Kirby. What will he do here? He's a very good user of the ball. He turns around, had nothing on long. Kadanak, Mosquito, Abe Anchors. In space, on the right. Raf Clark getting back, putting the spoil on, and it was a good one. Tyler Saunders there, lurking at the Waratah forward line, and that's holding the ball. Raf pointing out to the umpire where the ball is, saying how in the hell is he supposed to get that one out?
Waratah got an opportunity now in their forward half. Inside 50. Is that Carroll, is it?
Yeah, Brodie Carroll, the man with the ball.
Carroll, he's on the bottom of the pile.
He's tried to steal about 10 metres off the angle here, and the umpires just set him straight and said, no, you work your way back around.
So Carroll from 45 on the left, and he's got it. So a couple of late goals here to Waratah, and bring that margin back to a slightly more respectful one.
Yeah, a little bit too late in the piece, but a couple of goals here handy for Waratahs moving forward.
One player that we've seen hardly anything from this afternoon, which has absolutely amazed me for Tars, is Sam Godden.
Yeah,
he's been in very good form for the last month and hardly sighted. So the umpire bringing the ball back to the middle of the ground. 20 minutes gone, although there will be a little bit of injury time due to Jacob Long's knee injury, or at least a suspected knee injury. 87 plays 48. The kids in the crowd enjoying their time at the footy. There's a shade creeps across the ground. Grenfell lost to Kirby, but straight to that man again, Kieran Parnell, off the side of the footy. Clean bowls, William Collis, gathered by Maloney. Kick clears centre half forward, gathered by Robinson. Raf Clark, a second crack at it. Nice little handball from Collis to Turnbull out to Westerberg in the forward pocket. He goes the snap. In fact, it was the torpedo snap. And out of bounds on the full.
Which, Dom, is quite hard to kick.
Very difficult. Very difficult to kick. And Dylan Lant to take the resultant free kick in that back pocket.
So Lant with the long kick. Raf Clark from behind. Can't drag it in. Away here. Daly Andrews. Grenfell fires a handball backwards. Ferreira. That's that man again. Daly Andrews gets wrapped up in an A-banker's tackle. He went on with it too. I don't know how that wasn't holding the ball.
Ball? Is that not ball?
I think he fumbled it over the back before he was actually tackled.
I'm actually really confused. Ball thrown back in, right in front of the commentary box. Got a good look at it. Arnold Kirby, take two, wins that one. Lant with the smack forward. Nate Paredes, lovely footwork from that man to kick in the Payne direction. Couldn't quite drag it in. Sorry, that was Parry. Labastida back to Saunders. He's floated up the ground. The kick might pop out the back to Calder. Oh, nice tackle from that man. And he's won the free kick.
He was hanging out the back there for a while, and the Tars players were onto it, and they were covering the space rather than the man. And then he just slotted straight back in the middle there, the two defenders, and managed to win it back through some really good defensive work.
He's top 5 today.
Top 5. He's just worked hard. That's been the key.
Yeah, that's it.
He's worked hard.
His work rate's been exceptional. He's worked up the ground, then he's working hard in the forward 50 as well.
Yep. Kyle Emery is a similar style player. Just works up and down the ground so hard.
So Jacko Calder. As I said earlier, the man they call the champ. Good operator on field and off field. For goal number 6, if you don't mind, he's had an absolute day out, and he deserves every single one of them.
Yeah, he sure has. He has been the go-to man pretty much the whole game for St Mary's. Let me watch the lead up here. Bit of a mongrel kick coming in here, and it's the story of the day. Waratah just cannot catch a break. But the really, really hard work there defensively from Calder to come in and force the footy out, wins the free and kicks the goal for his 6.
6 goals in an elimination final. It's a fair effort, to say the least. Umpire back in the middle. Ball tossed up high. Kirby went early, missed the footy completely. Grenfell out of the middle, up to inside 50. Again, Tars under pressure. Simpson somehow got rid of the footy. Now a quick scrubby kick forward. Saunders hard at it. Kieran Parnell in again. Tackle laid. Somehow manages to get a handball out the back. Raf Clark tries to put a step on. Handballs to nobody. In hard was Cullen. Tackle laid. Ball spills out the back. Brodie Carroll. Can he kick his second for the quarter? Kick on its way and through for a goal. Nice finish Well done, Brodie Carroll. But all it does at this stage is just reduce the margin slightly. 24 minutes gone. Waratah 8-6-54. Trailing Saints 14-9-93.
Yeah, St Mary's under pressure there with that handball out the back. And then the footy pops out here. Carroll just picks it up and waltzes in and kicks a handy goal.
Just too few contributors today. You know, player playing his 100th game today. Jamie McCarthy had hardly sighted.
Yep. Yeah, a few passengers out there.
Grenfell out of the middle. Labastida. Oh, goes the quick handball for Caldwell. He totally missed that. Feeds handball back over for Williams for his third around the corner. Bouncing ball that's gone out of bounds.
Yeah, unselfish play there, and I don't think Calder knew that was happening. He thought he was just going to hold on to it.
Typical Henry Labastida, really, really unselfish.
So 10 around from the St Mary's goal. Where is Jacko Calder? He's lurking around the pack, trying to snag his 7th. Lance just goes without it. Waratah looking to build off half back. High tackle on Dylan Lant. Going on with it a bit here.
There's a few skirmishes breaking out here.
Bit of stacks on sort of setup. Yeah, not the best.
Got to be careful in finals. That means potentially not playing the next week.
Well done by the umpire too. Just get the ball going. It comes into the middle of the ground. Still Collis. That's a nice kick. Gets over the back to Big Cam Arnold. And he dobs number 3.
Yeah, still a melee happening behind play there, but got to get on with it now. Tars make him pay through the out number.
And Jackson Calder just back in that melee there, just telling Jack Lant to get back and do what he should be doing, and that's playing footy. It was always on, wasn't it, once it went out the back?
Oh, for sure. Yep, absolutely. And then when the Saints player Robinson went to ground, it was pretty easy pickings there.
So players resuming their positions here. 33 points the margin. Saints leading 14-9-93 to Waratah 9-6-60. .26 gone. Grenfell to line up against Westerberg. And the umpire again, a blood rule.
Same
player, Jack Lant.
Same lip.
Probably. So Jack Lant coming from the ground to be replaced here by Daly Andrews. Looking the worse for wear, Jack Lant.
And he's worn a few. Yeah, there we go again.
It's a lot of love for Saints.
There's a lot of love. I'm more a Kieran Parnell fan myself.
KP.
Heidi.
KP.
And Jackie Landy's got it done today. Played a good game.
Grenfell up against Westerberg. Westerberg won it down, but whistle sounding here and a free kick going to St Mary's. The umpire just tossing the ball back to Grenfell. Yeah, nothing helpful happening here between either team. So Grenfell from the middle of the ground. Long kick. Target down there, Parry. Couldn't get hands to it. Robinson in the action. Will need to get on his skates. Good chase from Brodie Carroll. 2-on-1. Did exactly what he needed to do and saw it out of bounds on the scoreboard side. 28.5 gone here in the last quarter. St Mary's leading by 33 points. The major goal kicker of the game, Jackson Calder, with 6 goals. 2 goals also to Jack Williams for Saints. For Waratah, Cameron Arnold with 3 and Brodie Carroll with 2. Ball coming away now from that contest. Into the hands now of Collis. Off the side of the right boot on the charge. Cameron Arnold. He's been a handy forward for them. Wilkinson just keeping the footy in front, only momentarily. Ball gathered by Kirby. Nice little kick from him. Sees Sam Godden take the mark. Had an opportunity for a moment there to pass the ball to Dylan Collis, but needs to take the responsibility of going back and kicking this goal. Won't make a difference to the result, but a bit of respectability to the scoreboard. Doesn't waste any time at all. Jogs inside 50. Kick on its way. Will it fall short? No, it doesn't. Swings in beautifully for a goal, and he cuts that margin to 27 points for Waratah. They moved to 10-6, 66. St Mary's 14-9, 93. We've almost gone 30 minutes in this last quarter.
Yeah, great kick there. Footy comes through. Kirby picks it up and uses the ball really well. He's a smart player for a big man. He really does make some great decisions and clean below his knees. And then you're right, there was an option to kick out the back there, Dom, but took the responsibility upon himself and kicked a nice goal, got him.
Gee whiz, we've gone just on 30 minutes.
Yeah, with that injury break.
But also a lot of goals kicked too this quarter.
There's another free kick. And we're away through Mitch O'Donnell. The kick is a good one, though the big man can't quite drag it in. Lance. It's boot to ball as Lockie Taylor takes a nice mark. Just taking some of the sting out of it now. A real up and under sort of setup there from Lockie Taylor.
Killing the clock. Killing the clock now.
Went about 30 metres in the air, if you don't mind, from the little man. Didn't know the little man could kick that high in the air. Kieran Parnell. Let's see if the crowd gets into him again with the I love you call. Goes backwards to Wilkinson. He's Raff Clark. And he goes back. He's got Jack Williams on here. We'll head in that direction now. Lockie Taylor just over his head. Fly from the back, Robinson. Lockie Taylor can't quite gather it in.
Yeah, front on contact there. Wasn't paid.
That was the Waratah free kick. I don't know how that quite happened.
Sure.
Anyway, Tyler Saunders. Collis in the battle. Oh, here's the big man. Oh, big Arnold Kirby. Smothered ball. Raff with a clearing punch. Straight to Godden. Hands back. Options on in the middle. Ignores that. Wilkinson's going to sit under this one.
Probably not the right option there, Nick.
No, he had players on in the middle of the ground. But, chose to ignore that.
So Wilkinson now from deep in defence. Long kick looking out there for Calder. Almost a mark taken by Maloney. Diving in on the footy.
Ooh, made no attempt to get rid of the ball then.
Was Jackson Payne, I think.
It was Nate Paredes.
Paredes, was
Payne?
it?
That's Paredes.
Paredes, of course. On the bottom of the pack. And
it's got really interesting. It's like players are just yarning to each other and having a bit of a laugh. And
Braxton Ahmat loses the ruck contest here. Turn ball. How did he get rid of that? Ball comes to O'Donnell. Drills in a pass. And a free kick. A free kick downfield here to Waratah. So there's some undisciplined play here. Is it a Waratah free kick?
Not sure.
As far as I know, this is a Waratah free kick here, and we'll go to Cameron Arnold. So the lack of discipline here from Saints late in this game. See, Anthony Vallejo is down on the bench. To Cameron Arnold to kick his fourth, if he can slot this one through. Late stages of this last quarter, kicks on goal and hits the post 3/4 of the way up.
He's a Saints supporter. Letting him know about it too. Now, I'll tell you what, if this game goes any further, Heidi, I'm going to miss dinner tonight.
So 26 points the margin, Tars 10-7, 67. St Mary's 14-9, 93.
Yeah, long old quarter. Surely not long to go now.
Lant with the long kick. Fly from Calder. Can't quite drag it in. Braxton Ahmat and Calder flew. Calder's down on the deck. He's knocked the wind out of himself. O'Donnell fires a handball backwards. Yeah, some undisciplined stuff happening again. The short man in cheek, shaping up to big Westerberg. There's a bit of an average kick.
It's the story of the day, that kick.
The cue, well and truly, is in the rack. And there we go.
Siren sounds. Saints have won this elimination final. 14-9, 93 to Waratah. 10-7, 67.
Full time here at TIO Stadium at St Mary's, 14-9-93. Defeating Waratah, 10-7-67. Plenty more footy action coming up here at TIO Stadium tonight in around 15 minutes' time. It's Nightcliff versus Wanderers. Of course, in games earlier today, if you did miss the first elimination final in the Women's Premier League, Nightcliff beat St Mary's. And the upset of the finals round so far, Darwin Buckets defeated Pint. But once again, play getting underway very shortly with Nightcliff up against Wanderers.